Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I am your host, Ichigo.
And I'm your other host, Mikan.
Join us this week as we discuss our personal top cringiest moments as anime fans. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Welcome back. Happy Friday and or happy whatever day you're listening to this episode on.
hmm
This week, Mikan and I are going to dig a little deep into our pasts.
Unearth those traumas.
And we are going to be discussing our top cringiest moments as anime fans. I know
Oof.
everybody must have at least one or two little stories as an anime fan, things that you've
hmm
done, things that you probably just like, oof, I can't believe I used to do that. Um,
Listen, if they're a millennial, I'm 90% sure everyone has done the Naruto run, definitely
not
has
me.
done. What?
I never did the Naruto run.
Okay, well, we need to get you on that
Nope.
at least once before you meet your grave. Like we gotta get one out of you.
I have never that's the one thing I will say is I have never done that. But I'm just saying,
That's
like,
crazy.
back in the day when like Naruto got big and Inuyasha got big, just like things that we've done probably like in for millennials, probably middle school or high school days as like an anime fan, things that you probably have forgotten and or locked away in your memory box. So we're gonna
Yeah.
unlock ours.
Yes. Hopefully there's not too much. There's not too much to unlock
No,
here.
no. And I want to say, like, this episode was kind of inspired by the typical. I'm trying to think of the best translation for this, but the Japanese is the chunibyo, or like
Oh, Junie. Yeah.
chunibyo, which if you're an anime fan and you watch your anime in Japanese, it's basically like where a character is kind of so much into anime or so much into something that they then start to embody a different personality and act out that personality in their high school setting or even their middle school setting.
Yeah, I think it's usually early teens.
Mhm. The best character that I can think of who emits this 100% is Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions.
Yes, yes. That's
Yes.
literally.
So if you've seen that anime, this episode was kind of inspired by the main female character of that
Oh, I
anime.
see.
Rika, that's her name.
Uh-huh. I mean, I feel like I don't know, in America, well, I guess middle school because Chunibyo like translates to like middle school syndrome. For
Mhm.
those of you who don't know, I feel like in our age group, like for me, it was still till high school. Maybe
Yep.
that transition from middle to high school. Yeah, that
Yes.
was the most. Because I think everyone started to get access to computers, and then we're able to
Mhm.
watch more, and internet was becoming more and more. And I think, yeah, we're that old, guys. We're that old.
You're
Okay,
that
we were
old.
transitioning into the age of the internet, and
I did start out on dial-up, so
oh my god, I still get dream about the sound. Oh
yes.
man, that still gives me every time I hear that, I'm like PTSD. Like those were
Huh,
hard times. I'm not gonna
they
lie.
were. They were. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start us off. One of my cringiest moments as an anime fan
hmm
that I remember and actually stumbled upon not too long ago is I used to keep a folder that I would carry around with me all the time. And in this folder, I had color copies of all of my anime crushes at the time. So I had Edward Elric, Tenchi from Tenchi Muyo, Inuyasha,
Oh my god.
and Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin. And there were a couple of like white-haired anime characters that I don't remember seeing them, so I don't know if they were like fan art or if it was just like some random anime character for a show I've never seen.
Okay.
And I had them placed in order of hottest, most likely for me to marry, to least likely for me to marry.
Oh my god. Girl, you had so many. I'm
I did.
surprised.
I had, and it wasn't just one folder. I had two folders filled. And they were full
Oh my
size.
god. How many dudes are you printing out here?
I mean, it was duplicates of some of the same
Okay,
characters.
but still
So
a folder full? Oof.
I had two folders full, and it was like one of those pocket folders. So when you opened it, it had two pockets on one on each side. So both sides of two folders were filled up.
Oh wow.
They were my
That's dedication.
husband's. I
But you
never
weren't
titled
dedicated to
it.
one.
No.
You had so many husbands, huh?
I
Cheating on all of
I
them.
well, in my head at the time, they was all my husbands. Like, I still have at least one of the folders to this day that I stumbled upon
Mm.
in my closet at my parents' house not too long ago. I was like, oh man, I haven't seen this since when I made it back in middle school, and then I still carried it around in high school. It stayed in my
Wow.
backpack. It was a bright red folder.
Wow. Actually, I also had a folder, but it was literally dedicated to maybe like 3 anime. At the
Guys?
time, so no. So I did like when I started kind of getting in more to like anime and shonen, I was really
Mhm.
into Naruto and Bleach, right? And I would
Mhm.
draw and I would trace them and I would keep it in the
Oh.
folder.
Mhm.
But I was obsessed with Hunter x Hunter, and specifically, I was in love. Like, I don't think I've ever been in love like this before. I'm not even gonna I don't think to this day has there been a man, or I should say boy at the time, but, like, there has never been a boy I love more than Kiryu.
Oh my god.
I wrote his name all over every little corner of the paper, notebook. I would write HXH, like, for Hunter. Um Kirua, like, everywhere, and I think I had this thing where I would write the names of characters, like, everywhere.
Mhm.
It was a bit weird, and, like, even for Naruto and Bleach, like, I would sometimes write, like, their names, I don't know, but Kirua was, like, all of my I'm pretty sure all of my middle school notebooks, every single page, Kirua, 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 and not just, like it's just scattered everywhere randomly. It's kinda like those obsessive, like, teenage girls, like, just writing their crush's name, except mine was a fictional man, but yeah, I was obsessed. I would draw him even though I could not draw. Oh my god. And then we had this phase, like, where because some of the people I knew, knew about Bleach, and Ichigo is, like, 1-5,
Mhm.
the meaning also strawberry, but Ichigo is, like, Kurosaki Ichigo from Bleach, same as
Yeah.
you. But,
Yee. That's not
in
where I got
gym
my
class
nickname from, but
no, no. But in gym class, we would also be like, "Ichigo, Ichigo, Ichigo." Like, I was like, "What were we doing back then?" Like, that's so cringe. Like, to tell people basically like, "Go, go," we would be like, "Ichigo, Ichigo." Like, the thing was, I feel like most people knew what we were saying, so that was, I guess, the nice part. A lot of people enough people watched anime, they kinda got it, but, oh, like, I'm just thinking back, that was kind of embarrassing.
I mean, I kinda had the same
Yeah, I mean, with the crush
Yes.
thing, it seems like we both had a bit of a I only had one husband though, like that I was dedicated to one. 100%. I was all in.
I had 5. I think it was 5.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I also made sure to like I remember searching at the time like just pictures of those characters individual. So like
Yeah,
for
want any of the girls.
I didn't want any of the girls. So, like,
Oh my
for
god.
for example, like, if there was a picture of Kenshin and Kaoru, I would make sure to, like, crop out Kaoru from the photo if Kenshin
Stop.
looked good. Oh, yeah, I
Stop.
was that dedicated. For Inuyasha, I made sure that, like, Kagome wasn't in any of the photos that I printed of
You're
him.
like, "That's my boy, not yours."
I was like, nope, we are not. Nope.
That's so
Winry wasn't in
funny.
any of the photos with Edward Elric.
I'm
Like,
surprised you like I'm surprised you were into Edward.
mm-hmm,
I thought it was all Inuyasha, and I know, Rurouni Kenshin you mentioned too,
mm-hmm.
but I thought it was just those 2, but I'm surprised. 5?
Nope.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just them. And I just kept searching for pictures of them. I mean, the random, I think at one point I had the main guy character from D and Angel. I can't not the little boy
Oh,
version,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
The angel
angel
version or what
version.
yeah.
Yeah. Um I think I had maybe 2 pictures of him, but he was towards the back because I didn't really see the
Starts
anime,
back.
so I couldn't include him. But yeah, I went all out. I went
That is too
all
good.
out. Um, Another one that I could think of, which as soon as you said like you guys did the Ichigo thing,
Mhm.
this just felt like I had a memory unlock moment, like video game memory unlock moment in my head. So at the time when I was like starting to really get into anime is also the same time that I started teaching myself Japanese.
Okay.
And so we've mentioned this before, but Mikan is half Japanese.
Mhm.
I'm not at all any sort of Japanese, but I used to pick up different words and phrases in Japanese from anime. Like the basic Ohayo, konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Um, I would always use Japanese with my parents.
Oh, that's kinda
So
cute.
when I woke up but here's the thing, nobody in my family, even still to this day, speaks Japanese.
Yeah.
Nobody. So I would wake up and at the time I wanted to be a voice actress, a Japanese voice
Mhm.
actress. So if I would hear an anime character say good morning a certain way, I would mimic it with my parents.
I see.
So like if in the morning I would be like, if I see my dad in the kitchen, I'd be like, ah, "Ohayo gozaimasu, otou-chama." Like very
Oh my god.
cringy.
Oh my god. Wait, I was gonna be like, "Oh, you're probably saying like, oh, like, stop.
No.
Not you copying the voices." Oh gosh. Well,
Yeah.
thankfully, was it just around your parents?
Um
Oh my gosh.
there is also a couple of times where we would go to hibachi grills.
No. No, not the hibachi. You're like, "Let me
And
test my Japanese eye."
yep. Yep. I was young at the time, but some of the chefs got a kick out of it and
Yeah.
they were just like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you're doing such a good job." I thought they were Japanese. They were
Oh,
not.
yeah, they were not Ja
And it wasn't until I came across one guy who said, "Oh, they like your pronunciation sounds so good, but I'm not Japanese." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
This whole time, you've just been talking to people who are, like, not Japanese. Yeah.
But here's the thing, I also was doing it in the anime voices,
Oh god.
and it wasn't the same voice each time.
Mhm. You
It
were
was
testing
different
them out.
voices. I was testing them out.
That's cute, though. I feel like that is a very classic, like, anime you know how they're like, "Arigato," like, they're like,
Mhm.
"Ohayo," or "Tomodachi," like, they say, like, the words, and I
Mhm.
feel like just when you're in the culture, like, or if you're into something, you just start to gravitate toward the language.
Yes, I would agree with that, but mine at the time was definitely like, you know how they have the weeb,
Yeah.
like the almost quote unquote extreme weebs where they're
Yeah.
speaking
I
English but they throw in
Mhm.
Japanese words.
Absolutely. Yes.
I, I was the original.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a weeb for
Probably.
sure. For sure. I can see it. I can totally see it.
Weeb wasn't a thing at the time. It was just like a
Yeah, it was
weird
more like
anime fan.
nerd or like, yeah, or geek maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, some one of those old school terms.
But like yeah, yeah, I did
That's
do
actually
that.
really funny.
So I apologize to any of those people.
The people those poor people you were testing your anime accent and Japanese on who are not Japanese.
Except for my parents, they got a kick out of it. They're like, "Oh, you're learning so much." It's like
That's honestly really cute though. And I feel like
yeah.
if you don't know Japanese, it's probably not as bad, because it's like, "Oh, yeah, this girl's like she's really into it."
But then
And
you
also
come across
Japanese.
the one person who recognizes Japanese words and phrases and is instantly like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's that." Like, "Oh, that's sweet. I'm not Japanese."
Yeah, no, but I do feel like Japanese people are very encouraging of, like, other people or foreigners just learning Japanese in general,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I've never met a Japanese person who's like, "Oh, stop talking like," you know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're always like, "Oh, sugoi," like, "Good job," like,
Mhm.
they're very encouraging, and I honestly that's one of the things I really like about the culture.
Yeah.
They're just really sweet to, like, foreigners trying.
Yeah. Very welcoming. Oh yeah. Definitely love it. Mhm.
Talking about weird phrases. So the thing was, honestly, I feel like I had more people once they found out like I was Japanese or can speak Japanese, they would ask me, like, what are the dirty words, what are the curse words? But then people would
Mhm.
also test out the random words. So I was the one who was getting weaved out on the other end. Like they were weaving out on me. That was usually the case. And they're like, "Is this correct? Or is this like da da da?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, sure." But I think it was like towards the end of high school and then also in college, I would get asked like, "Oh, do the," like from like boys obviously, "Do the oni-chan," like. So
Mhm.
I started because I was just like, "Sure, why not?" I would do like a high pitch like oni-chan, and then y'all know if y'all are grown, you know the yamete, and then also like with the extra sound effects of the moaning, and I got really good at it, and people were always like, "Oh my god!" And even in college, when these are like new people, like that became like my thing, and people were like, "Oh my god, Oni-chan, go say it!" Like I was like, "Oh my god, don't make me say."
Oh my god. If I would have known that
Yeah.
when I met you, I probably would have asked you to do the
No,
same
I like
thing.
after introduction of like orientation, like freshman year, I was like, I'm cutting this stuff. No more after freshman year. Mm-mm. Yeah, there would be people in the courtyard, like, who knew me or, like, we went to a party the night before, and then because other people, like, that I knew would be like, "Oh my god, do the Oni-chan thing." And, yeah, I would do it, and then the next day like, I don't know these people, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, it's the Oni-chan girl," and I was like, "Oh my god, stop." I was known as an Oni-chan girl. But, yeah, I did all the sound effects of the rated R version, and they loved it. It was funny, though,
Oh
but it
my
was
god.
cringe. It was
Oh my
so
god.
cringe. Oh my god.
Uh.
Yeah, that was like my weird party trick. It wasn't even a party trick, it was just something like, "Do it." I was like, "Yeah, sure."
I feel like us going back and forth talking about our cringiest moments is like a therapy session.
It is. No, honestly,
It's
that one I totally forgot, and I feel like when we were texting, like, it unearthed the memory, and I was like, "No, hide it back down. I don't need to remember this."
push it down further.
I'm about to probably after I get a good night's rest, it's gonna be deep down and buried somewhere.
Well, I feel like hopefully after this episode, we'll both feel like, huh, those are some good old days. It sucks. And, it's a little like, but, we survived it. And look, we became better people because of it.
I don't know if I became a better person because of it, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
You can take my word for it because, wait a minute, because this last one is probably my top cringiest I don't even know if I want to put this out there, but my top my
If you put it out there, it's out there forever.
well, it's my therapy session. I'm healing.
Yeah, let's do the healing.
Um, so the best way I can describe this last, because this will be my last one, cringiest moment for me is pretty much 100% giving uh Nika from Chunibyo.
Mhm.
Uh I went through a phase, and I'll say I was probably maybe fifth or sixth grade. I think I was still even in elementary school, going into middle school when I was doing this. But everybody has an imaginary friend, right?
Okay. I'm like, "Yeah, not yeah," but I'm like, "Okay."
um, some of my quote unquote imaginary friends were the anime characters.
Okay, no, I feel like that seems reasonable. I personally didn't have imaginary friends that I can remember. Probably did, but I don't remember. So, you're on your own with that one?
Well, wait a minute, because I took it a step too far.
Oh my god, wait, what why?
So, there was a lot of different scenes that I would reenact. And instead of like there being a female character, it was me.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, let's say if I was reenacting a scene out of um, Inuyasha, I would pretend that I was Kagome, except I didn't want to be called Kagome. I was like, I'm Kikyo. And I'm like, Inuyasha, I've been kidnapped. Come help me. But it was just me.
You're acting out in your
Yes.
house.
Yep, in my basement. And I would get a jump rope. Like, I think there was a couple of scenes where like Kagome got tied up. And
Oh my
so
god,
I
you had
I
props.
remember getting a jump rope, like, or like a blanket, and just like tying around my legs, and
Yeah.
just like sitting there like, Yasha's gonna come and save me. And in my head, I was like, this is the world that I'm supposed to be
Aw, that's like a child.
in.
Yeah, I could see like that, but the fact that you were tying yourself up is what kills me.
I would just go off pure imagination.
I
And
see.
there's one particular scene in Yu-Gi-Oh that I reenacted and remember so vividly to this day that I'm like, why in the world did I do this? I don't know what I was doing, but I was even trying to be Kikyo, walking around in a white robe,
That is so
trying
funny.
to find some It's like
You're like,
I'm
"Where's my
giving y'all
husband
the light.
at? Where's my man at?"
Right. Like, this is a little bit of the lighthearted version. I feel like elementary slash middle school me took it a step even further than that. But like, yeah, I was the characters. I don't know at what point it stopped, but I feel like it didn't stop for a while.
But I feel like you probably didn't have anyone to share, like, your anime interests with,
Oh, I
so
did.
especially as a young kid. Oh,
That was
okay.
yeah, like that was like, here's the thing. It's not like I didn't have like friends to play with or like friends to share my anime stories with, because a lot of the friends, especially like on my street, a lot
Mhm,
of the friends that I hung out with, they also watched the same stuff. So, they would come over and we would be talking about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
mhm.
Oh, did you watch the latest episode of Inuyasha? Like, and I have siblings. So it's one of those situations where I was
I
like,
was I wa
let's go have
I was
fun.
trying to help you
But
here,
no, that I
I was trying to
appreciate
help you here, but you're just gonna keep burying yourself.
it.
Yeah, I probably can't help you.
No, I dug a deep hole. No, for myself back
But I
then, but
understand,
it's
like
okay.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I also, like especially when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I talked to myself, and it's, like, easier to talk to pretend like you're talking to, like, I guess your heroes or, like, people you enjoy watching or look up to, even if they're, like, anime characters, you know?
Mhm.
Um, or your crushes even, you know?
It was only my crushes. Like, I don't even think, with as much love that I had in my heart for Sailor Moon, I don't ever actually, no, I did reenact a lot of the Sailor Moon stuff too. And I I had the Sailor Moon wands and everything, and a lot of those I still even have to this day.
Oh, that's cute though.
But when I did the Sailor Moon stuff, I would reenact those scenes while watching Sailor Moon. So that was okay. That
Yeah,
was okay.
that was okay.
Kind of.
The talking to yourself wasn't. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, nah. Mm-mm. Nope.
Listen, if I'm being honest, I still talk to myself to this day as a
I
grown adult.
mean, I do too in certain situations, like, you know, if I'm thinking out loud mostly, or if I'm like, I don't know if this is a really good idea, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like that I'll do.
No, I
But
have like the conversations you be having, like that's what I do.
when I tell you I was giving very much like Rika from
Mhm.
Chunibyo, that was me. Except the only difference is I wasn't in high school yet. I had stopped. Hopefully, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Hopefully.
By high school, I think I stopped.
Are you sure?
Oh, the memory is so far down, deep. Well, it's not like I was walking around through high school like, where's Inuyasha at? I wonder where he's at. Did you have a good
Yeah,
class?
yeah.
Like, I didn't do that.
You were cooler than that, you know.
I was trying to be. Oh,
Oh man.
yeah, that's my top one. That's my top one.
Yeah, my top one probably has to be the rated R Oni-chan Yamete. Mhm. I still can't believe to this day I did that.
But I will say, I can attest, I never ever did the Naruto run. Ever.
That's kind of impressive.
Never
See,
did it.
everyone in my school was doing the Naruto run. Like,
Mine
I
too.
don't.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was doing the Naruto run. I never did
Yep,
it.
that's
Never
shocking.
did it.
I'm surprised. We're gonna have you do it. We're gonna.
That's okay. I'm all right.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna have to have you do it as a
Nah,
true anime fan.
I'm pretty sure I surpassed the true anime fans. My
Just
Chunibyo stage
you
was
just went
pretty.
straight to the extreme.
I went straight to I am the character now. So like, I'm good. I'm good. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
It's a therapy session. Come, we're all sharing. We're all anime fans.
Mhm.
What are some of your top cringiest moments as an anime fan? Regardless if it's now or if it's something you did when you were younger, aka millennials.
Don't hold
Let us
back.
know. Yeah, don't hold back. We want to know. We want to know. Don't let us be the only ones putting ourselves out there.
I know, airing out our dirty anime laundry.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. I know last week we said that we were going to announce a schedule change. We wanted to go ahead and mention that. We'll also mention it again as a reminder in next week's episode. But next week will be our last episode for a little while. Mikan and I are going to take a break.
Mhm.
And Mikan's going to do some traveling.
Mhm.
And I am welcoming one additional member to our family.
Yeah.
So Mikan and I are going to take a little break, but we will be back. We
Yes.
will be back. That is the number
So
one
stay
thing.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Next week will actually be our last episode for a little while. So we're gonna call, I don't know what we're gonna call this little break time period, but
Commercial break.
we're gonna take an extended commercial break so that both of us can Mikan can have fun on her trip and I can adjust to the new littlest member of my family. But we will hopefully be back before the end of the year. Mikan and I are going to kind of discuss the schedule a little bit more of when we will return. So we'll let you know that information in next week's episode. So once again, next week will be our last episode. Then we're going to take a little break, and then we'll let you know during next week's episode when we plan to be back.
Yeah.
So we hate leaving you guys, but
It won't be too
go.
long. It won't be too long.
Yeah, it won't be too long. So thank you guys so much for really sticking with us, and we hope you guys understand, and we thank you guys for continuing to stick with us when we come back. And hopefully during our little break you guys will tell a friend or two or three about the podcast, and they can listen to some of our previous episodes until we come back. So once again, thank you guys so much for everything. And we will catch you guys again next week for another brand new episode, and also a last episode until we return from our little break. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.